for that brief talk. So let us start. So good morning, students. I'm very happy to welcome the first batch with autonomy. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you here in the campus as an autonomy batch. In the campus means offline and online. Okay, few days before few of the students met me here. So I'm with the hope that in few days we will meet here, offline. And I'm very happy to have this batch because it was our dream. Long back we dreamt this. We were under Pune University and we did not have academic freedom, and hence it was a long dream which has come true now. Your batch of autonomy will definitely have a different say, means the outcomes, the skill sets, the knowledge, the attitude, all these things will be different from the other batches. So with that hope, I'm starting the presentation. It is 1 minute. Ganesh sir, I'm not able to turn on the video.
Hello.
I'm not able to on the video.
Permissions are given, ma'am, while joining.
You cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
No, I think permission is given because you are panelist, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. Because I wanted to see the students, and the students also may wish to see me.
I will check meanwhile, ma'am. You start.
Please check. Okay, at least a moment at the end also is okay. Okay. All right, students, you are like newcomers. For us, you are like a child because you have first, second, third year, and final year, right? So, what I understand is definitely you will love to know about the department, right? So, being newcomers, and I'm just imagining in your position, what should be your dream, what should be your way of taking all the inputs. Okay, so thinking about yourself, I prepared a simple presentation. I will not go in detail with presentation because generally presentations will be little boring. It is informative, but maybe you will feel it boring. Okay, so I'll just switch over here and there. So it is my duty to say you what is the vision of the department, and I'm sure we need to change this vision now with your autonomous patch. You may feel what is vision, right? So maybe you may have your own vision that will help you to understand what is vision. Down 4 years, see now you have completed a journey like 1 year, like 1 out of 4. So 25% of your journey in engineering is over. So I need to congratulate you, very good. And remaining 75% of journey is there. Okay, so with this journey, what is your thought process, where you want to see yourself after 4 or 5 years? So that is your vision, right? So similarly, department has its own vision. Okay, so this was drafted long back in 2012. At that point, ECCOE, Department of Computer Engineering, was not known to the external world. So we all sat together, like we wanted our department to be known. It should be a premier hub where stakeholders like students, parents, research organizations, industries, okay, so all will approach us, right? It should be a known premier hub. So that's why the vision was to be a premier hub in engineering education and research. Fortunately, this dream is achieved now. So we need to think about the next vision. So down 10 years again, where we would like to see our department. So let us see, like, I will involve you in that thought process also in the days to come. And mission is how we will achieve this vision, right? So whenever you have a vision, for example, you want to get a placement with 20 lakhs package. So that is your vision, for example. And you want to be in country like India itself. You don't want to move to foreign country, right? Suppose if you draft a vision like that, then the mission will be like you need to prepare with hacker rank, coding contests, star ratings. So you need to draft your mission statements, right? To achieve a vision, it will not happen in a day. It will take long time to achieve a dream, right? So you need to draft your own action plans. So the action plan is the mission statement. So we also drafted mission statement, like we want to build technologically competent students. Okay, so this technologically competent students, when they go to the outside world, okay, definitely the message of PCCOE will spread across, right? So we wanted to build technologically competent students, not only technologically competent, students, you should be ethically strong. So ethics is like morals. Okay, I'm sure you all have your own morals. Okay, so when you do an assignment also, how much ethically you do it. Okay, when you work in industries or any organization, how much you are ethical. So these things will help you to stand ahead of others. Okay, so your mission is very important to be technologically competent and ethically strong individuals. We have provided all state-of-art resources here. Okay, all learning resource, laboratories. Okay, so and hence definitely this vision was achieved because of this mission statement. So I urge you, you also need to write your vision statement. Okay, being the second year student, now it is possible, because when you come to third year, your priorities will change. So your immediate task is today's task, you need to write where you would like to see yourself down 4 years. Okay, where you would like to see yourself down 4 years, you need to write, do this exercise and show to your class teachers, and write a set of mission statements also. So to achieve that vision, that dream, suppose if you write, I want to see myself in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. For that, okay, what should be your action plan? Number one, okay, so which exams you need to attempt? Okay, so like that, you need to have your own mission statements, right? So this exercise you may start now. Ganesh sir, thank you. I'm able to on it.
Yeah, ma'am.
So this exercise, if you do, it will help you to achieve your goal in a proper sense, right? Shall we move ahead? Okay, so it is my duty to give you some glimpses about the department students. We started UG in 2001 with 60 intake, because for everybody it is like history, when you are in a country, when you are in a state, when you are in a department, you should know the history of it, right? History plays a major role in everybody's life. So this Department of Computer Engineering at PCCOE started in 2001 with intake of 60. Okay, slowly you can see the progress. 2007 intake became 120. Then 2011 we have got a PG program with the intake of 18. PG MTech. Now we have MTech, right? And UG strength increased to 180. We got three set of students in 2013. And PhD research center we have here. Okay, many of the faculties are pursuing PhD in department also. Okay, so 2017 we have got a research center in department. So you have to be very proud to be a part of computer department. So it is the biggest department at PCCOE with UG, PG, PhD also. Okay, and the intake again increased to 240. So now current intake of UG is 4 divisions. 240 is the strength. See why we have to be proud with the strength? Because you have peers. You have many peers to compare yourself where you are. And hence when you go for higher studies also, there is a column. How to the faculty, they ask this question, with how many students you can compare the skill set of this student. Okay, so you have a greater number. Suppose if I compare student A with 240 students, and suppose if I take 3 years, then it is 240 into 3, right? So, and hence the strength is more. And then we started with autonomy with your batch in 2021. Autonomy is a big move in the institute from Pune University to have an academic freedom, right? And we have started with vernacular batch now in 2022. So the first batch yet to come. So totally we have 5 batch of students, 5 set of students, right? 5 classes. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, can you please move ahead? Okay. So a quick brief about the department, students, because as you know, the history of the department, the current state of what is the infrastructure, what is the faculty. So infrastructure, I will not focus much, because when you come to the campus, you may see. And faculty, you will be very much happy. Like we have 10 PhDs and PhD pursuing is 29. We have 7 adjunct faculties. Okay, total of adjunct is from industries. We have 7 adjunct faculties. We have 4 professors, right? So myself, Dr. Rajeshwari, I'm here from 2008. And before that, 11 years and 8 months, I was in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is my 25 years of experience completion year. And along with me, shouldering professors are Dr. Anuradha Thakre, Dr. Swati Shinde, and Dr. Tepde. So we have 4 professors in department, right? And we have 4 associate professors. So maybe you know Rachana Patel madam, she is the academic coordinator of 2nd year, so you know her. And shouldering associate professor responsibilities are Professor Sambare, who is like overall academic coordinator, who takes care of the complete academics. And we have Dr. Reena Karat, she is on leave now. She may join shortly. Okay. And we have Dr. Neelam Upasani madam, who is handling one of the division, right? She is a new joinee, just a month back she has joined. Okay, so we have 4 associate professors, and all associate professors and professors by norm, they are all PhDs. Okay, and in assistant professors, we have Dr. Renu and Dr. Manjari, who are PhD completed, right? And other faculties, total 34 assistant professors are there. Okay, so you have, and even the average experience of faculties is around 13 to 14 years. Okay, so you should be proud, like you have very qualified faculties, senior faculties, who will take care of your complete academics and skill set development. Okay, shall we move? Okay, so some of the strengths, as you are new to the department, so quickly I'm just saying the strengths of the department. So these strengths I've said you, like PhDs, PhD pursuing, because you know when a faculty does research, so the culture of the institute, culture of the department changes. Okay, and the things which are delivered to you, the way it is conducted, everything changes. Okay, so it doesn't mean that PG completed faculties or PhD completed faculties, who is better, not better. We are not into the debate. We are into the point, like you have qualified faculties who can deliver more better, right? And here we have a culture of SIGs. So it is like special interest groups. A senior faculty is taking care of a group. For example, you say machine learning. Okay, so a senior faculty is on the top and others are mentored, and hence this culture moves on, right? So it is like modules, special interest groups, everything is aligned together. Okay, so and hence you will get the complete knowledge from senior faculties till the students, your senior alumni students, your seniors in campus with SPPU. So everybody will have the same thought process. Okay, so mentoring happens at all levels. That is what I wanted to say. Okay, all skilled faculties who has given many talks and all. So you can see like even maybe you are not aware of these terms like CESA, ACM and all. So I have requested my complete team to give an induction to you. So during induction, what it will happen? You will understand many things. You will understand what is Computer Engineering Students Association. You will understand what is Computer Society of India, what is Association of Computing Machinery. We were awarded thrice at national level as best chapter award, runner-up. Okay, so you will come to know what should be your contribution and how your skill sets can improve. Okay, so there will be separate induction program from different components. Like for example, about research, how to file patents, how to go for copyrights. Dr. Swati Shinde madam and her team, we'll take a separate session for you. Okay, so purposefully I've segregated. Generally, HODRS used to be like 2 hours. We used to bombard everything at one glance. But what I felt for you being the autonomous batch, I wanted these instructions to go in detail. So complete induction will start from today, right? And academics, Dr. Rachana Patil and team with exams, reforms, everything will be given to you. Okay, so you may have many questions in your mind, right? So and hence a detailed induction will happen from today, right, students? So just I want to brief you, like, be prepared. See, now your 25% of journey is over. The rest 75% of journey, how it should go, is very important, right? Okay, so you may feel like what is going on in the class, what skills you have learned in the first year. You may feel like it may not be relevant, right? Sometimes we may feel what I have learned, and that too in online, right? So how much I have learned, you may feel that inside your mind. Have I learned something? But if you know the story of Chinese bamboo, okay, so the first year you will not see any growth. Second year you will not see any growth. You give sunlight, you give water, you give fertilizer, you will not see any growth in a bamboo tree, right? So after 4 or 5 years it shoots up fastly. Similarly is your growth also. Teachers will come online, they will teach. Second teacher will come, laboratory teacher, next teacher, next teacher. You may not feel like you are acquiring something now. Okay, you will feel the impact at the end of 3 years. When you go for placement, all this knowledge will be useful during your placement or your higher studies. Okay, so it is like it does not happen in a day. Actually, when you go for a placement, you get into all knowledge, you get all the knowledge, you get all the skills, you get all the attitude in one day. Does not happen. It takes time. Like a bamboo tree, its roots get strengthened the first 4 years. Similarly, we all are here to strengthen your basics, strengthen your fundamentals, right, students? So some of the important principal components of our department, as I was saying, okay, this I've discussed with you: academics, R&I, SDW, III, international relations. You will be very happy to know we have started this new cell, international relations, at institute level and at department level. Dr. Anuradha Thakreshi will elaborate like how much benefits you will get through this collaborations of foreign universities. Okay, and we have Dr. Tepre who will talk on all quality parameters, right? Next slide. So, okay, so fine. So just a quick glance only, you may just take a pic of this if you wish to have numbers and all, okay, any help. So it is a system actually. When it comes with academics, till now we were with Pune University, so university used to float us exam schedule, so we used to conduct it. Now with academic autonomy, institute is free to have its own schedule, right? So it is like institute schedule. So everything, exams and everything will be in control with institute. Okay, so you need to be in connect with various faculties always. Whenever you have some doubts, you need to talk to your PTG. That is the first step. Okay, you have to talk to your PTG. I am sure in first year also you had it. How much effectively you use it is very important. Okay, or you may talk to the class teacher, or the next level you can talk to your academic coordinator. Okay, so in all these cases, definitely faculties will help you. Okay, right. Go for the next. So this is a very important slide which I just wanted a quick brief to be given to you. Students, this is not in the second year, this will come in the third year. But this is called as honors course. See, along with your degree with Bachelor of Technology in Computer Engineering, you can go for a certification with honors course. Okay, so that honors course will start in the third year, provided your second year CGPA is good. Okay, so second year is very important so that you can go ahead with the honors course. Okay, so we will have a very small batch of 40 students only. So to get into this honors course, you need to prove in your second year. Okay, so we have two honors courses. One is I think you have changed the slide. One is deep learning and the second is cyber security. Okay, so you have 2 honors courses. You have to earn additional 20 credits. These 20 credits are spread over 4 semesters. Okay, so this, just keep it at your background. If you wish to get an additional certification with honors course, honors course certification will play a major role during your placements also, okay, during in your biodata also, and out. More than this, it is knowledge. You will get some in-depth knowledge in particular area, right? If you are interested, if you have that thirst, then you can start preparations from now onwards. Okay, so this will be an additional course. Shall we move? And you have another course, minors course. So this is all like optional students. Okay, honors and minors are optional. A student can take either a honors course or a minors course, or he need not take also. It is not mandate. I'm sure it is clear. You are not forced. You can take a honors or you can take a minors, but it is not a mandatory one. Okay, anyhow, you will get a degree with BTech in computer engineering. That is more valuable, no doubt. This is all in addition. If you have that thirst, if you have that interest, if you have that curiosity, if you wish to secure something in addition. So in minors, we have 2 minors. See, honors starts in 3rd year, right? That is clear. When it comes to minors, you have 2 minors course. One minors course is starting from 2nd year. Maybe after a month, we are going to start. And this is not from PCCOE, this is from AICTE. Okay, so the program is called as Leadership in Teaching Excellence. And under that, you have a minors course with web development. Okay, it is a paid course because it is through AICTE. Okay, if you are interested, immediately you need to enroll with Savita madam. She will get connected with you. Okay, and the second minors course will be like a honors. It will start in 3rd year. Okay, so again I'm repeating, honors, it will start in 3rd year. Minors, one of the minors is floated by AICTE, and hence that minors is going to start in 2nd year itself. If you are interested, okay, so you have to enroll your name with Miss Savita. Okay, she is a faculty, she will get connected with you. And second minors course will be starting in 3rd year. Okay, so you need to select any one course among these 4 courses. And again, I'm repeating, it is not mandatory, it is optional, right? Shall we move? Okay, so that was about a quick glance about academics. Differences with SPPU and our autonomy, I just wanted to highlight with honors and minors. If you are interested to get into minors with web development, it is a paid course as it is run by AICTE. Immediately you can enroll your names. Okay, and we have limited seats only. And this minors is open for all the departments, Comp, IT, NTC, Mechanical, Civil, all together, right? Because it is floated by AICTE. Faculty will be from us. Course syllabus is from AICTE, right? So that was about academics, and still more details will be given by Rachana madam and Mahalakshmi madam, along with autonomy team of Gore madam. Okay, so one more session you will have on academics, don't worry. And when it comes with research, as I said, we have 4 SIGs. You can connect with all these faculties so that you can start your simple patenting, IPRs, copyrights and all. I'm sure you will have some more sessions also, right? Okay, yeah, you may move. So what is expected is, no students, a student should have all-round development. Okay, so you should be good at academics, you should be good at research, you should be good at student development activities, like maybe contribution with the NSS association. Okay, we have women's cell separately, games, sports. Okay, so names are there, you can get connected with them also. So you should be an all-rounder till now, however you are. Okay, because there is an award at the end. Okay, in final year, when you come to the final year, you have two awards. One is best outgoing student of the department. Two is best outgoing student at the institute. I'm proud to say previous year, our own student Divya, she got the best outgoing student award at institute level. Okay, so you need to compete with other departments also. So your all-round development, academically strong, in research, you have published some good papers, you are known to the external world, you have attended some good programs, games, sports, NSS, your contributions. Okay, so holistic development is very important. So you may target it. I said, you have to draft your vision. You can write it. At the end of 4 years, I will get the best outgoing student award. That may be your vision. For that, what you should do? Number one, academically, I should be very strong. Number two, I have to gain certifications from few courses. Three, honors. I will go for deep learning. Four, I will be very strong in games and sports. I will contact immediately Lomte sir. Like that, no? You need to write your mission statements. Okay, so nothing will happen in a day unless you plan. Remember Chinese bamboo tree. Okay, so it shoots up after 4 years. Till that, you have to nurture it with fertilizer, proper sunlight, proper water. It takes time. Then finally it shoots up, right? Right. So now international relations, if you are interested, and when it comes to foreign, you may feel like you need to spend a lot, but fortunately we have MOUs and there are a lot of scholarships available. Okay, so definitely Thakre madam will talk in detail about GRE, TOEFL, other exams also. Okay, MS, MBA, certifications, internships, how research you can start now with foreign university. Okay, you will get a lot of insights. Without missing any of the induction session, please attend every session. Okay, it will mold you. Let us move. Okay, so you'll be happy to see these names and university names. Okay, only few I have listed here. Okay, current batch, previous batch, how many students went to which university? Coventry, Northeastern. Okay, now Texas, Boston. Okay. So Priya Surana madam, she will help you with higher studies, cell and activities and all. And Alumina also will help you, right? Let us move. So for higher studies, I wanted to say something here. No, students, it's very important. See, suppose if you are planning for higher studies, okay, it is not only your marks that creates the value. Along with the marks, you need to create a rapport with the faculties, because the letter of recommendation from the faculty plays a major role. Okay, so you need to create that rapport with the faculties whom you are connected with. Okay, so it's very important. See, faculties keep you alive actually. You would have heard about this Japanese story of keeping the fish fresh. I don't know how many of you know it. Japanese are fond of eating fish. They always love to eat fresh fish. Okay, long back they found it very difficult when the fishes were brought to the land. Their freshness is lost. So they tried various things, because Japanese are known for their intelligence, right? They tried with ice. They tried to keep some storage with water, and they put the fish. Okay, still the freshness was not lost. Finally, they tried a small thing which is very innovative. They have put a shark in the drum where small fishes were there. So this shark, what it did, it tried to keep the fishes active. Okay, so it is a game, live or die. So fishes have to run. Okay, so exert themselves to keep themselves live. Teachers are like shark. Okay, so they will exert you. They will give you a lot of assignments. Definitely you will be exerted. Unless you are exerted, you will become dead in your knowledge, in your skills, in your attitude. Okay, students, remember, faculties are sharks who keep you alive always, only in the interest of keeping you good at your knowledge. Okay, so oblige them, complete everything on time, submissions, everything on time, and definitely all the benefits you are going to reap at the end. Okay. And one more caution, students, don't get into YouTube videos to see some motivational speeches and all, because I have seen some motivational talks which says follow your dream, leave your career, leave your studies, come start your own company. Don't believe on it. Okay. The first thing which you have to do in your life is complete your degree. Okay. And follow your teachers. Believe, completely surrender with them. I'm sure you will reach good heights. Okay. And I think placements, you would have seen this status now. Highest package till now, they are our students, Ganesh Shinde and Jitendra Joshi. They are very humble students who have planned everything from second year. Okay, Kokate sir, he will arrange a session for you with Jitendra and Ganesh, because already I've talked to them. They will share their experience with you, how they reached this height in final year with proper planning from second year. Okay, so definitely that session will be useful for you. Okay, shall we move? Is it done? Okay, so that's it from my side, students. All the best. Follow your passion, follow your teachers, because you are too young to decide anything now. Okay, you really require a mentor, you really require a facilitator. So believe on the faculty, follow them, you will reach good heights. Okay, thank you all of you. All the best. Rahul, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable guidance and motivational words, which definitely boost the students' confidence. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Neelam Upasani, ma'am. And I request ma'am to take over the session now.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, yes. So thank you so much, sir. A very good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Neelam Upasani. I've recently joined PCCOE. Before this, I was associated with VIT Pune. Today, I'll give you a brief about what is NBA and the benefits that the student will get after graduating from an NBA accredited institute. So, National Board of Accreditation, that is NBA, it is one of the two major bodies responsible for accreditation at accreditation of higher education institutes in India, along with NAC. So NAC will give institute level or university level accreditation. So our PCCOE, our institute, is NAC accredited with A grade. Okay, and for NBA, each program, here program is nothing but department. So each department, it can be IT, computer, mechanical, each department has to separately appear for NBA accreditation. So our computer, UG computer program, our computer department is accredited thrice by NBA. So as NBA accredited institute, what would we like to achieve in future is our vision statement. So the vision of PCCOE is to serve the society, industry, and all stakeholders through value-added quality education. And in order to achieve this vision statement, the mission is framed as to serve the need of the society at large by establishing state-of-the-art engineering, management, and research institute, and impart attitude, knowledge, and skills with quality education. Okay, so in line with the vision and mission of PCCOE, the computer department's vision mission is framed Already Rajeshwari ma'am has introduced you to this vision and mission of the computer department. It is to be a premier hub in computer engineering, in education and research. And in order to achieve it, we are to build technologically competent and ethically strong individual. And in order to achieve it, we are providing here state-of-the-art resources, opportunities for learning and research in computer engineering. So as told by Dr. Rajeshwari madam, you also frame your vision mission statement as a part of this computer engineering department and try to fall in line with this vision and mission statements of the department as well as the institute. These statements are available on our website also. You can go through these statements and try to fall in line with this. Okay. NBA basically ensures outcome-based education, where each course or the subject that you learn or each project or lab that you do has got some outcomes. Okay, so whenever we start designing your curriculum or the syllabus for any individual course here is nothing but a subject. Okay, so each course has got its outcomes. So this is nothing but the knowledge or skill that student acquires at the end of a course. So whenever you learn any new subject, any new course, what are the expected outcome? What skill set you should develop or what knowledge you acquire? So those are mentioned in COs. So all your course teacher must have discussed the respective course outcomes with you all in their lectures. If not, subsequently they'll discuss these COs with you all. Basically in this presentation mainly we'll talk about the PSOs and POs, because course outcomes will be discussed by the respective faculties in their regular session. Okay, so all these course outcome for each and every course need to be mapped on PSOs and POs. So what is PSOs basically? As a computer engineering graduate, what skill set you should acquire or what knowledge you gain are mentioned in PSOs. Okay, so it is PSOs are specific to one particular program. That is, now in your case, it is computer engineering. Okay, so as a computer engineering graduate, you should acquire all these skill set which are mentioned by in PSOs. And then finally, irrespective of your branch, irrespective of whether you are a computer student, IT student, as an engineering graduate, what skill set you should acquire are defined by program outcomes. So program outcomes are generic outcomes, like as an engineering graduate, what should you acquire? Okay, whereas specific outcome, it is applicable to one particular branch or one particular program. Okay, so we'll discuss this. We'll quickly go through the program specific outcomes. So as a computer engineering graduate, you should be able to provide innovative solution. Okay, innovative computing solution for addressing various problems in thrust areas like agriculture, healthcare, transport, etc. Then you should be able to develop state-of-the-art technologies which can be sustained in competitive environment. Okay, and finally, you should be able to apply research aptitude and knowledge that you gain over this period of time to become successful in your career. Okay, so these are specific to computer engineering program. And finally, irrespective of the branch, as I mentioned, irrespective of computer engineering graduate, as a engineering graduate, you should hold these this skill set, that is nothing but program outcomes. So first one is you should be able to apply the knowledge that you get, knowledge of mathematics, science or engineering for solving engineering problems. You should be able to analyze the problems in detail, provide a solution to the problem. Okay, then you should be able to investigate complex problems in detail, synthesize it, okay, and come up with some solution for this complex problem. Now for solving these problems, maybe whatever modern tools are required, you should be able to learn and use those tools in order to solve the problem. Okay, then as an engineer, you should be aware about the social responsibilities. Okay, then environment and sustainability, ethics, apply ethical principle when you are in a campus or anything like working in a company, you should apply ethical principles. Then you should be able to work individually or as a part of a team. You should have good communication skills. Then project management and finance, that is, you should be able to apply or use the modern engineering tools to manage projects in multidisciplinary environments. Okay. And finally, it is a lifelong learning. It is a lifelong learning process. Okay. So basically, NBA assures outcome-based education, which is nothing but whatever you learn, whatever new subject, whatever course you learn, whatever project you do, seminars or lab, whatever you do, each and every course has got outcome. Those outcomes will be mapped on PSOs and POs. So these are the outcomes or skill sets of a computer engineering student, and these POs are the skill set of a engineering graduate, irrespective of your branch. Okay. So whenever you start with any new course, you should also contemplate on that. What are the outcomes? What I'm going to learn in this course? What skill set I'm going to develop by learning this particular course? Okay. So the NBA ensures this outcome-based education. And finally, what are the benefits that a student will get after passing out from an NBA accredited institute? Or what is the significance of accreditation from student perspective? So first one is better recognition for institutions. NBA accredited institutions are well recognized all over the world. Then second one is continuous quality improvement. See, NBA accreditation is not one-time process. Periodically, we have to go for NBA accreditation. So after every 3 to 6 years, we have to go for the accreditation. So for that, continuously, we need to improve the quality of the services or the facilities that we are providing to the student. Then overall student performance is also improved with respect to the education that they get here, or maybe the placements the placement that are offered to the student. So it is a continuous quality improvement, and students' performance is also improved with that. Okay. And with this accreditation and recognition, you get global mobility, you get different opportunities like global mobility, increased employability, and greater opportunities. It will attract employers' attention and enhances employability of graduates. So after passing out from this NBA accredited institute, you will get all these benefits. Okay, so this is all from my side. What is NBA? The vision and mission statement of our institute and the department. And as asked by Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am, you also frame your vision and mission and try to fall in line with the vision mission of our institute and the department. Then we also discuss about the outcome-based education, that is NBA ensures outcome-based education, COs, that is course outcome, PSOs, that the skills of an engineering graduate student, and POs. Okay. So, and finally, we discussed the benefits that the student will get by graduating from an NBA accredited institute. So this is all from my side for today. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Now over to Rahul sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the brief presentation on autonomy. Students, we
it
all
was
are
on NBA, sir. Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, NBA. Yeah. So students, we all are really missing you on campus, but we hope to see you on as soon as the restriction might get curbed. So with this note, moving to the last part of the today's session, vote of thanks. Now I would like to request Professor Kapil Tasne sir to deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we will move to the last part of this session, As said by the Melody Batty, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. With this thought, I, Kapil Tasne, would like to thank our head of the department, Dr. K. Rajeshwari Madam, for her guidance and motivational words. I would like to thank Dr. Upasni ma'am for her guidance on the NBA point of view. Definitely student will frame their vision and mission by considering all the input given by our HOD ma'am and Upasni ma'am. I would like to thank all faculty members for organizing today's session, and thanks to all the student members for attending the session. We are expecting that you are going to attend all these inductions sessions arranged in the 5 days, because every day new inputs you are going to get. So attend all the sessions on time. Thank you all. Now students can join to respective classes.